There's something about iconic dishes that goes beyond flavor. They carry with them the weight of tradition, the struggles of the people who crafted them, and the sometimes messy, often controversial stories of how they came to be. To eat an iconic dish is to partake in a slice of history, one that's been seasoned by the grit of its makers, whether they were fighting for survival or simply chasing greatness. Take the humble margherita pizza. You've had it 100 times, a crispy, thin crust slathered with tomato, mozzarella, and a few fresh basil leaves. Maybe you even fancied yourself some culinary history buff, regaling your friends with the tale of how it was created. That, in 1889, the pizza was created to honor Queen Margherita of Savoy, its colors mimicking the Italian flag. Nice story, right? But here's the kicker. There's no hard evidence that the Queen ever tasted the damn thing. It's a neat little tale concocted by a pizzaiolo who was likely angling for some royal patronage, yet people swallowed it whole. Why? Because we love a good story. Hell, we need a good story, especially when it comes with a side of mozzarella. And what about Caesar salad, that gloriously simple yet savory dish? You might think it was concocted by Julius Caesar himself, or at least in Rome. But no, it's the brainchild of Caesar Cardini, an Italian immigrant chef, who threw it together in Tijuana, of all places. During Prohibition, Americans would flock to Mexico to enjoy the freedoms denied back home. And in the 1920s, Caesar whipped up this impromptu dish when he was low on ingredients. So yeah, Caesar salad is basically the product of chaos and convenience, birthed in a bustling border town. Tell me that doesn't change how you think about it. Then there's chicken tikka masala. Now this one is a punchline for anyone who thinks they know something about fusion cuisine. The Brits love to claim it as their own national dish, but if you ask the Indians, they'll laugh you out of the room. Some say it was born out of necessity when a Bangladeshi chef in Glasgow was asked to fix a dry piece of chicken tikka by adding tomato soup. Others say it's always been a part of Indian cuisine. The truth, no one really knows. It's a dish that embodies colonialism's complicated legacy, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, until you have something that's simultaneously a bastardization and a beloved staple. Even the croissant, yes, that flaky, buttery pastry you associate with chic Parisian mornings, wasn't born in France. Its roots stretch back to Vienna, where it began as the Kipferl, a crescent-shaped pastry made to celebrate the defeat of the Ottoman Empire. It wasn't until French bakers got their hands on it that it became the buttery marvel we know today. So the next time you sit down with a cafe au lait and a croissant, you're biting into a piece of European military history. How's that for breakfast? Iconic dishes are never just about the ingredients or the techniques. They're about the people behind them, and the hustlers, the immigrants, the survivors. They're about culture, politics, and often war. Food doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's tied to the world in all its messy, complicated glory. Each bite is a story, sometimes fabricated, sometimes painful, but always worth digging into. So, the next time you dig into a dish, whether it's a taco on the streets of Mexico City or a bowl of ramen in Tokyo, ask yourself, what's the story here? Who made this? Why did they make it this way? And how did it survive the centuries, the trends, and the tides of history to land on your plate? Because behind every iconic recipe is a tale of resilience, rebellion, or even pure accident. And I, for one, think that's what makes food worth exploring. So go on, take another bite. You might just taste history. I hope you've enjoyed this video and maybe even learned something. Please like and subscribe if you so choose. Remember, as always, cook, drink, eat, and repeat.